Hello, PRC clients, colleagues, and friends. This is Tara Powers, and this week's Connection Blast, we are talking about making sure you hire the right people for your remote team. And big reveal, it's not always someone who is a great worker in the office, right? But these are skills that we can cultivate, that we can develop and grow with our team members who may now be remote for the first time. But it is really important that we are developing these skills or hiring for these skills that I'm about to tell you if you really care deeply about connection, which you probably know by now if you've watched any of our videos. That's what we care about at PRC, is how do we form that important, authentic human connection. And one thing that I've been doing some research on, because I want to start talking about this subject a little bit more, is the loneliness epidemic that is happening across the globe. This has only been exacerbated by COVID, and I have personal friends, best friends, who are single and living alone. One of my employees is single, but also my very closest friend in the world is single and living alone with her pet. And just the loneliness that she has is real, and it's sad, and she needs interaction, right? She needs that interaction with her team. She needs that face-to-face contact, even if it's over a video screen. And really, I mean, eventually, certainly seeing people in person is going to make a huge difference. But one of the things that I realized is we have to think about cultivating the skills or hiring people with the right skills who naturally excel at being a remote worker, and who naturally, not naturally, but are willing to connect, who are willing to build relationships, who are willing to be honest and vulnerable and transparent. Those are the skills that we need, right? If any of you have not read Daniel Pink's new book, A Whole New Mind, he really discusses this idea that the next stage or evolution of great leaders is going to be those leaders who operate from a place of creativity, from inclusiveness, who are the creators, the artists, the writers, the strategic thinkers, right? All of this kind of right brain type of manager that we normally have not held up on a pedestal until now. And that is exactly what we need to be looking at for remote team members, and we need to be developing in our remote team members. We need to really embrace empathic skills, tapping in to how people feel, taking the time to really understand where someone's coming from, being willing to take the time to listen, to slow down, to ask the right questions, to reach out and be authentic about it. So I want to just talk about some key skills that are critical to building a great remote team that stays connected. And the first is being self-directed. A remote worker needs to be able to plan their day, organize their work, get deadlines done, right? Meet deadlines, and they need to be doing that pretty much a lot of times on their own, right? We need to be self-directed to be able to do that. So that is absolutely a skill that you want to be hiring for. Another important skill, and I think is going to become more important, and I secretly am really glad, is that people need to get better at communication, verbal and written. So verbally, we may have been communicating as workers in an office, but we kind of got really used to maybe texting and those type of things. As a remote worker, we need to now summarize things that we decided over a phone call or over video. We need to document where we are in our progress towards meeting goals, and we need to share that with people. We may need to recognize different styles on the team and different levels of information that people need to make a decision. And so we need to do a great job at summarizing data and information in a way that people can digest. So being a clear communicator, super valuable and super important in this remote environment. Number 3, being deadline driven. So with being able to push yourself to meet deadlines without someone standing over you and micromanaging you, which means we need to be able to shut out distractions, stay focused, and get down to business. That is an important skill set that we need to be looking for or cultivating in our remote team members. Number 4, relationship builder. I cannot emphasize this one enough. You absolutely have to be comfortable with reaching out, getting to know your team members, regularly connecting in a variety of ways, video, phone, Slack, Skype, whatever it might be, to really create that culture of connection. And this is one of the most important components of success. Number 5, trustworthiness. We got to be able to trust our team. We're not there. We can't see them all the time. We need to have 2 levels of trust, which Patrick Lencioni talks about in his research, and the 5 dysfunctions of a team and the 5 behaviors of a cohesive team, which I teach. And that is predictive-based trust, which means when you tell me you're going to get me something by 4 on Thursday, I can count on you. I know that I'll get it on 4 by Thursday. That is predictive-based trust. I predict what you say you're going to do. You're consistent, right? Second level of trust that we build that makes us trustworthy is called vulnerability-based trust. And this is the one that's a little harder because it really requires that up-leveling of our authenticity, of our transparency, of our willingness to tell the truth about how we're feeling and what's going on for us. This is what we need, right? We need people on the team who are willing to be vulnerable and say, I don't know the answer to that. I think Joe's better at this than I am. I messed up. I thought I'd be able to get you this by Friday at 4, and guess what? I can't do it, right? I can't do it. It's too hard. I need help. All of those little moments where we're honest is building something called vulnerability-based trust. And we are finding in all of the research, amazing research that's being put out there by amazing people like Brene Brown, that vulnerability-based trust and being vulnerable is the fastest path to building relationship. And then the last skill set that I want to talk about that is so important for remote team members is gauging their level of emotional commitment. How committed is the remote team member to the success of their team? Not just of their work, but do they have this sense of, I care deeply about the team's success, not just what I do, not just the work that I do. And what we have found, again, amazing research out there, that people who are emotionally committed to the success of their team, they stay in their jobs longer, they go above and beyond their expectations, they get sick less often, and they consistently surpass their goals. And guess what else? They're really good at building relationships. So those are a couple key skills for you to be thinking about cultivating in your remote team that you have right now. Or if you have an open position and you're going to be hiring, think about hiring for those skills, because that is what's going to make a difference in this future of work. And I also am attaching an infographic to help you remind you and help you remember. And please let us know if this was valuable and helpful, because we want to help you stay connected, stay healthy, and stay safe. Thank you.